Hello everyone, welcome back to J&J Tabletop. This is episode 6 of Vecna, Eve of Ruin. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're all doing the hands in front of face thing. I don't know if it's praying hands or just staying hands, but what are you gonna do? I am Josh, I am your Dungeon Master this evening. With me, as always, is our incredible band of adventurers. We have Jake, Lee, from This Crits.
I'm a calzone. Who knows?
You are cheesy.
And Michael, who is Mr. Yoda _I_am. They are, of course, playing. What are your characters' names? Lee is Aradel, Michael is Biggus, and Jacob is Milo. But Jacob is also one of the J's here in J&J Tabletop. What does that mean?
That means that I make videos on this channel with you, Josh, and we talk about D&D and getting the most out of your games. A lot of our advice actually is system neutral, so I actually would encourage you, if you're a player, Dungeon Master, we got a ton of playlists on the channel. You should check it out, because I mean, you came this far. It's episode 6. Maybe it's the first one you're watching. I don't know, but here you are.
What's wrong with you?
Because
choice.
I'd call it fate, but it's probably just because Al Gore's rhythm popped the video in your feed, and you're like, that looks cool.
You know, last time I said if you were starting here, I liked your style, but if you're starting here, no.
Yeah, you're too old to begin the training.
Yeah.
But which J is which? Who's the first J and who's the second J? The audience needs to know.
It's almost as if that was vague on purpose.
1, 2.
When you find the M in J&J Tabletop, that's when you'll figure out which J is which.
Yes. I think they get the vibe of the channel if they watch that.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'll say before we actually get going is Lee here at This Crits. He also has a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@thiscrits, and he's just got really all sorts of stuff. I really liked the video that you posted most recently, which won't necessarily be the video that you posted most recently for whoever's watching this. But I enjoyed the most recent one, and I bet you will too, whatever that is for you at this day and time.
You spoil the magic. You can't tell in the video. It'll totally ruin it.
I didn't tell them the video.
I know.
The most
just said it was
now
good.
They're just gonna have to watch all of your recent videos to be like, which one is the one Josh was talking about?
Our evil plan is working perfectly. Perfectly, am I right?
I'm done.
By the way, I'm probably not at this time right now, but at the time that you're watching this, at the time that this releases, strong chance I'll be dancing with Lee's mom.
He's not even kidding.
He really doesn't even know.
He's not even kidding.
That's fantastic if he doesn't have headphones on right now.
Yeah, ask why in the comment section.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's because we're gonna make a short of this if he doesn't have headphones on. I don't know if he does.
Heck yeah.
That's so good.
We'll find out in a moment.
He doesn't.
My hats are behind the green screen, and I realized I couldn't come back with a funny hat without coming back in the camera view, and I was really upset about the whole situation.
Man,
That is all you should be upset about.
What kind of hats do you usually wear?
You realize I actually watch these videos, right?
Yeah.
We will know.
Do you prefer like snapbacks or dad hats?
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Okay, well, everybody, this is going to be a fun moment when this video releases.
The fedora guy.
So,
Yes.
You do look like a fedora guy. Like, not a current fedora guy, but you look like at some point in like late high school, early college years, you tried to sport a fedora.
Why are you doing this to me? Why?
He's going again.
You're putting me on blast, man. How do you know me and you don't know me? Did I have fun?
I think he's got you though.
If I did, I wouldn't show you.
I was about to say, I could have sworn you were about to go find one, like grab one from your hat pile.
No, it burned. I burnt that a long time ago.
That's funny, but you did wear them at one point.
I did. Oh yeah, I did.
Josh,
I was
so good. This is why he's a good dungeon master. He picks the
That's a
vibe up.
special kind of a comment to say, you look like you were a fedora guy.
You're putting me on blast, dude. You can't release this video now. I'm done. I'm canceled. That's like, man, I don't know. I'm done.
I think I know what the thumbnail's gonna be.
Yeah, such a good thumbnail. Oh man, the content mind. I love it.
All right. Well, this has been one of the longer intros. Normally these are like 3 minutes, but
You better not make it in, son of a.
A lot of it is, if not all of it. We got the timestamps.
Previously, last episode of Vecna, Eve of Ruin, which is not Ancient Relics and Hoki Religions. That's another show that we do.
Dude, the same thing. I was expecting you to say that. It's weird.
Because I almost said that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of it's muscle memory at this point. So previously on our last episode, our adventurers had been brought in to rescue these high-profile citizens from a Vecna cult. They went in, had a lot of fights. They found these people. They learned some secrets. They got transported to Evernight, which is the Shadowfell version of Neverwinter. Did what they needed to do there. They escaped after a brutal run-in with a puzzle, and from there they were able to debrief with Lord Neverember, take a night off, and then they learned some more about what's going on. They talked to Lord Neverember. He told them of an event that happened about 3 years ago, of another Vecna cult, or a cell of a Vecna cult that was found, and he gave you the name of someone who was deeply intertwined with the investigation and the elimination of this cult, or this subsect of the cult, if you will. Her name being Kavori. You went, you found her sitting alone at a bar. Some of you went and joined in and had a conversation. Some of you stood by the door. No, but all of you found out some information. You heard the story from her. Her brother was killed, and she just told you what she had learned about this cult, which wasn't much. She told you that whatever Vecna was doing, it has to do with not just this realm, not just Faerun, but the multiverse at large. She also gave you the name of Ramon Encarnacion, who was one of the adventurers, one of the mercenaries, one of the heroes who went in and eliminated the members of that cell of the Vecna cult. You wanted to find out more about him and see what you could learn from his perspective, so you went to the fighting pits. Not everybody wanted to go there, and when you arrived, you were essentially told, oh, it's your first time? First rule of Fight Club, nobody talks about fighting pits. The last rule, if it's your first day at the fighting pits, you have to fight. Aradel had an epic battle with him and his dual-wielding swords, and Ramon Encarnacion and his rapier. The two of them went at it, Aradel slashing and slashing, with one deep cut after the next. Ramon, three crits, yeah. It's a lot of crits. This guy crits.
Still lost.
Yeah, that's the spoiler alert. Yeah, so
you were getting to it.
Eventually, no, I was getting there slowly, so that's okay. So eventually, Aradel is defeated, but Ramon gives him a hand, helps him up, and the two of them walk out of the arena. And they walk up to Biggus and Milo. And just as an introduction is beginning to happen, is exactly where we will pick up, because suddenly, with a flash of multicolored light, the world winks out of existence. Nothingness envelops your senses, though you feel the thrum of magic rushing like an electric spark through your veins. I would say at this point it's happened. This is at minimum the third time you've been teleported in this way. So you are familiar, you feel that you're being transported somewhere. It doesn't feel as dark as the first time where you saw these visions of Vecna and his plans being enacted throughout the universe, the multiverse. And part of it feels familiar to Aradel. And as you begin to regain focus, you stand in a plush, candle-lit parlor. A stately woman in blue robes leans in towards you, her brow furrowed in confusion and concern. In the blurry background stand a frowning woman in a flowing black dress and a man tugging in confusion at his high crimson collar. Aradel, as you... Doesn't have to be you if you don't...
No, it's fine. You're good. Go ahead. Yeah, we're good.
All right. Well, first off, let's have you roll. This is kind of a weird thing to roll for, but your perception's all right, right? Did he just disappear?
He just ran off. But here he goes, because he didn't have his dice. Yes.
How's your perception?
My perception is actually pretty good. That is a very
roll with
prepared,
advantage.
very prepared 23.
A 23. Yeah. So who the heck are all these people? You might know them, you might not. We could get into that in a moment. But what you do know is that this place is familiar to you. Not necessarily these exact surroundings, but the plane itself. You know that you were somewhere on Sigil.
Oh, okay. So the surroundings, can you explain the surroundings again?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what else?
And is Aradel still shirtless?
Aradel is still no shirt, no shoes. Biggus is also no shirt, no shoes. Your armor did transport with you. It's just on the ground. You know?
I think Milo might have taken his stuff off too.
Yeah,
I think we're all bare-chested men. It wasn't oiled like Ramon, but
None of us were.
no, Ramon was. That's canon.
He was. Yeah. Ramon is not there with you. As you look around, it's just Milo, Biggus, and Aradel.
Son of a gun.
And I will just say again, you're standing in a plush, candlelit parlor. There's a stately woman in blue robes who's kind of leaning in, looking at you with a brow furrowed.
When you say parlor, for people who in the audience that don't know what a parlor is,
it's like a sitting room.
Oh, a sitting room. Oh, why didn't you just say that?
Because I read box text. That's why.
Yeah, parlor. Yes.
It's like the tiny bit of box text that there is in this heavy RP section in the chapter.
Yeah. I guess I will stand up immediately and go, and just look at the rest of us. We should put our shirts on. Where are we? And I'm just gonna like grab all of our stuff and like hand Biggus' stuff, hand my stuff, and just like stand there awkwardly like this.
Yeah. So what you can do as well, you don't have to, but if you want to, you could pull up the map. It should be shared. Should be shared with everybody.
I want to so bad.
And let's have you.
Very cool.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, it has them already there. That's cool. Ah!
I didn't even think to do this because I just assumed they wouldn't be tokens. We got one more. Let's see. All right. Well, this is just like perpetually loading, but so as you kind of gather your belongings and try to, make yourself modest, if you will. The first of these, the woman who is kind of giving you the furrowed brow kind of looks to the woman behind her and looks to the man across the room. Well, I'm not sure it worked. You must be very confused.
Yep.
I
Very confused.
Biggus is making no effort to to redress. He's just standing there.
Respect.
Yeah.
Biggest
Milo is
bad
definitely
dog
putting his
Broodfist.
clothes on.
And so you get like genuine concern from the first person. Now the next girl gives you an even more furrowed eyebrow. We're talking an Amelia Clark eyebrow, and just says, "What were you all doing? And why are you half naked?"
It's
That is an astute observation.
there's
think
nothing
the-
astute about that observation, Milo.
I think the better question is why did you pull three random people here at a random time and wonder why they're looking like they do?
That's also an astute question.
They raise a very good question, a very good point. And the first person who is on the north side of the screen, who originally spoke to you, says, "Yes, I'm. Forgive my friend here. I am Illustrial. This is Tasha, and he is Mordenkainen."
Do these names mean anything to Biggus?
Yeah, I was going to ask the
Yeah.
same thing.
Absolutely.
Without getting too lore deep, can you give me just a little bit of background, or maybe even you tell me what Biggus is feeling in this situation? The only reason why I say that is I know nothing about these names. I know, like, obviously Lee knows some lore and history, so he might be able to properly know what Aradel would know or respond to. I have no clue.
Yeah, roll, I guess, Milo, roll history with advantage.
Okay.
Biggus, do you want advantage, or do you want to just roll it? Like, how much do you think you would know about figures who, like, literally created spells that most
I would
casters
think
use?
I would be relatively knowledgeable on that.
I would think so too. So I'll go. Feel free to go with advantage. Aradel, do you think you should get advantage?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, why not?
All right.
I got a dirty 20.
I mean, I came through Sigil, right? Like
Yep.
It's a 10 with advantage.
19.
Okay. Yeah. Biggest, you have heard of Lady Illustrial Silverhand.
I mean, to be fair, I do have Tasha's Caustic Brew as one of my spells.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that is my the next thing. Tasha, I feel like is more recognizable to the masses. Tasha, you recognize that name from Tasha's Caustic Brew, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, many other. I don't know all of them, but this is a name of legend. There's people all over the multiverse who are using spells every day that she created, and the same goes for Mordenkainen. Is it Magnificent Mansion, I believe, is one of them.
Faithful Hound
Faithful Hound, thank you.
is the sword spell that nobody likes. But these are all like big ones too, like level 7 and like stuff beyond Milo's grasp now too.
Yes, but I would still say that you at least know of them.
Oh yeah.
Biggest doesn't know all the details there, but you do know spell names. You know that these figures are famous and powerful. Aradel and Milo, you know that Lady Illustrial Silverhand is also referred to as the Shining Lady. She's been an influential wizard and proponent of good across the realms for centuries. She's one of the 7 sisters and immortal daughters of Mystra, the god of magic. and just basically like epic level individual. You know, like this is the stuff of legends. Tasha, obviously you know the spells. You also know that, or you've heard rumors at least, that she was adopted by an archhag, the Baba Yaga. And she's been involved in all sorts of craziness as well. Mordenkainen, he's not from this realm, but he travels all across the multiverse. You read a book of his once called Monsters of the Multiverse. That's legacy content now.
Oh.
He's been involved with, I mean, you have just heard legendary stories of Mordenkainen and the Circle of Eight, who he was a leader of. It's a group of spellcasters. There's just like the stories of these people are to the point where like you don't know what's fact and what's fiction. Like I'm telling you, just trying to give you like a couple details that you would know, but you've heard like Mordenkainen defeated time itself, you know. Tasha she is the goddess of the hags, you know. Illustrial is magic, you know. She is the weave, and it's just like there's all of these crazy stories about these people, and you are now standing in a room with all of them. And Illustrial, after introducing herself and her two friends, Tasha and Mordenkainen, will say, well, it wasn't our intention to bring you here, but who are you?
I think once Milo hears their names, and then just, for anyone that understands Milo, like he likes to just look neat and put together, like at all times. He actually just stops. Like he probably just has like his shirt on, but it's like it's not buttoned, like the vest is still on the ground. He just stops and he's just looking at them in like just an awe kind of stupor. He's like, is it really you? Oh my. He just like looks at Biggus to see like dude, like dude, look who it is. And he goes, I'm Milo. Oh my. This is the Aradel and Biggus.
Biggest Broodfist here.
Yes.
We're professors at NSU. Well, me and Milo anyway.
We were okay. So weird situation we found ourselves in here. What do we tell them? What do we say? And I say that out loud. I say that out loud to the two of them.
Well, first, what were you trying to do? And what would have gotten us here?
You'll notice that like Tasha kind of like chuckles for a second, like when you guys are doing your introductions, and just like, I guess you've heard of us.
I'd have heard of you even if I was deaf.
Biggest.
It's so dumb and I love it. I did so dumb and I love it. I love it.
Erna looks at Biggus like trying to convey this person can kill you with looks, literally kill you with their eyes.
It was a compliment.
Yeah, he's just like, oh my god.
So Illustrial will just kind of like, now she's smirking at this point, but she'll say, before we tell you of exactly what we were doing, Do you perhaps have ties with Vecna?
Oh yeah. I mean, not that kind. Okay. Like I said, it's a story. All right. How much time do we have is the question that needs to be answered here, because we're all shirtless and I'm in a lot of pain still.
Milo actually then realizes, oh, he hasn't buttoned his shirt up, and he starts like to do that
I'm
again.
still like bleeding, by the way. Like.
Oh. All right. Yeah. Well, Milo actually gets at least a free cure wounds here. Hang on.
Like, I am like on death's door.
you get Milo uses cure wounds, and you can get 4 points back.
I'm panting.
This is free version.
I'm bleeding. Just all the sweat is just making the blood like fall, like drip down my every. It's just terrible. Like
You're bleeding.
Like,
Milo's schwitzing. It's fine.
it's a mess. It's a mess. Okay.
Biggus is just standing shirtless, just hitting them poses.
Like, all right.
So
Mordenkainen, sorry, very quickly. Mordenkainen will grab a decanter of like a red-looking liquid, pour it into a glass, swirl it around, and give it to Aradel and just say, "Please take this. It will help."
Can't get much worse than a ghoul's finger, I guess. Yeah, I'll drink it. Why not?
Yeah, it tastes like a very, very good wine, but it has the effects.
Thank you. Thank you.
A superior healing potion.
Superior. That's
better than Greta.
It's
yeah.
eight,
Is that
8
8?
D4 plus 8, I think.
I just say things. You guys, you could look
But
that up.
you could look.
Yeah. Supreme's the 20. You're right. 22 plus. Nice. Thank you, friend. I feel marginally better.
While you're drinking that, Milo will just say, ties has a certain connotation. We recently began trying to thwart a plot of his cult that had kidnapped some people in our city. And Lord Neverember summoned us to help, and then we got thrown into the Shadowfell, which is a dreadful place. That's where the ghoul finger came in, by the way. And then, once we found a crevice of dusk, we were able to go home, and we were investigating the cult, and that's how we ended up shirtless.
You found a stable crevice of dusk.
Yes, it was in the graveyard of Evernight.
Oh yeah.
You've never heard of the Dolendar family, have you?
Hey, let's.
History plus 27.
Seriously.
Nope, never heard of them.
She'll. This is Tasha, by the way. She'll just say, "Oh, they were a family in Neverwinter at some point. They got involved in dark dealings and were banished to Evernight."
Well,
Yes, it was in their family mausoleum.
Who would have known they had a way back that whole time?
well, they kind of didn't, or did they? I don't know. I don't know.
And
So yeah, why are we here though? How did we get here?
Mordenkainen is like, he's like furiously just like taking notes and like, you know, kind of working through things. You know, he flips a little an hourglass on the table, and he is like doing researchy things and trying to come up with something. Tasha will kind of say to Mordenkainen, "They can't be the answer to our wish." And Lady Illustrial will explain, "Well, clearly we have a common enemy, being Vecna."
Yep.
I've been looking into his dealings of late. Something wrong has been happening. I've been divining and trying to see what the cause of these disappearances and oddities within the multiverse are. And Well, eventually, I was able to trace this magical pulse to Vecna. His activities are no longer in a single place. They're spanning across multiple realms. I believe that using stolen secrets and artifacts, Vecna and his cults have siphoned incredible amounts of power from individuals throughout the multiverse, and worse, I can't even detect their activities anymore. I believe Vecna has plans to unleash this power to unravel the multiverse.
What do you mean unravel it?
Well, I don't know how much you know of Vecna, but at one point in time he was a wizard, and that wasn't enough for him. And in the future he became a lich, and that wasn't enough for him. And now he is a god.
We've been briefed on the main points. But by the way, what you said is consistent with what we found. When we traveled to the Shadowfell, we saw some kind of inner orb of some kind where secrets were being drawn to it in some fashion. And all of the people that were kidnapped each had a secret. But he just looks at Biggus and Aradel like, I think we were able to prevent them from losing theirs.
But, well, now I'm more confused, though. Because if a secret is a secret because people don't know about it, but now we know it, if we tell someone it's no longer a secret, Vecna know it. If we know it because it's a secret, would they not know it if we share it with people? Now I'm very confused. This is all very far above my pay grade.
Aradel, do you need to take a seat?
I'm just confused on what's a secret anymore.
I'm not sure what you mean. So.
I'm just saying, if a secret is a secret when no one knows about it, and now we all three know about it, is it still a secret? Or if we tell people, is it no longer a secret, or is it still a secret? Or does Vecna know we have a secret? Who knows? I don't know.
Morton
I believe
will...
a secret is relative to the person of whom you are referring.
And Morton Cannon will kind of like put down his book for a moment and just say, a secret is a secret, but once 3 or more people know about it, it just becomes information.
Well,
does it
then we
not?
just have information, I suppose.
But I suppose...
Right? Am I wrong? Mordenkainen said that.
Still blown away that we're here.
Tasha and Illustrial are just kind of looking at you all like, what the F?
Biggus is looking at Aradel like, what?
Really? I'm referring back to the secrets that we have.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
know what you're
referring to.
referring to.
It's a good question, and you don't have an answer for it. Instead, you're just laughing at me because you don't have an answer for it.
Oh, me? I mean, you didn't necessarily...
Michael.
Oh, okay.
I'm laughing because it's a pointless tangent.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said
don't think about those secrets.
You were wondering if we were the answer to your wish? Were you casting wish?
It was a sort of a variation of the sort. You see, we 3, the wizards 3, if you will, we came together to stop Vecna, and this, with our powers combined, we cast a wish, and I still feel drained. Don't want to speak for Tasha and Illustrial, but Illustrial looks like she's sporting a migraine, like she's drained. And we cast the wish, and you 3 appeared. And Tasha will just say, talk about a disappointment.
Milo's face sinks, but says, "What did you wish for?"
That's incredibly rude.
Unless it's a secret. He just looks at Aradel.
I just say that out loud. I don't know. Like, wow, that's really rude.
If we are to be the answer to a wish, whether it's rude or not, I think it's important to know. Although I don't think it's difficult to reason.
Bear with me. I just want to see if they have the specifics before I give you
the specific verbiage.
I don't think they do. Yeah, I mean the essentially the gist of it is foil Vecna's plot to peel his power from him and destroy him.
Oh dear.
Well, I know I've been called an answer to a prayer before, but I can't say I've ever been somebody's wish.
Tasha will chuckle and just say, "I like this one."
On a more serious note, though, we were kind of hitting a dead end on how to even track him down to try to move forward. Do you three have anything that could point us in the right direction? Do you have any clues for us to investigate that might be able to find the source? I mean, we know it's Vecna, but where?
Lustriel starts to explain, like, just some of her thoughts and theories on the subject, and really, like, what she's also saying is, like, I don't think if a wish of that magnitude couldn't outright stop him, I'm not sure that we're strong enough to do this. And Mordenkainen will say, I have an alternative plan. And he kind of like strides over to a cabinet that's full of magic items, and he picks up this silver chime. And he approaches you and walks past, displays the chime, and says, I was worried that perhaps our wish wouldn't stop one as powerful as Vecna. Lustriel, please forgive me, but I did plan a contingency. Vecna is too powerful to stop directly at this point. However, no power is absolute. I suspect Vecna will be vulnerable while he weaves his ritual. If you confront and weaken him, this chime of exile can banish him to Earth. He would no longer be able to affect multiple realms at once, and his plan to remake the multiverse would fail. There is an artifact that is, I believe, the only way to weaken one as powerful as Vecna, so the chime can be used against him. It's called a Rod of 7 Parts. Unfortunately, its component pieces are scattered across existence. While my esteemed colleagues have researched the magic that needed to cast a wish spell powerful enough to stop Vecna, I looked into finding the rod's pieces, should we need them. I have found the first piece. Deep in the Underdark, somewhere inside a hidden safe house for worshippers of the demon god Loth. Web's Edge, it's called.
Well, do you have a way we can get there? Because I kind of hitched a bus to find these guys. And we kind of had to find a crease, a crack, a rift,
a crevice of dust.
A dust crevice to get back. So, yeah.
Oh, if I could speak for Lady Illustrial, you're in the right place if planar travel is what you need. The portal on the dais will take you to it and to anywhere else you need to go. I believe once we have the first piece, the magic inherent in the artifact will point you to the second piece, and then the third and the fourth and so on. This sanctum's portal reacts to powerful magic such as this artifact. So as you find each piece, this portal will lead to the next. No need to use another key or anything else. The most recent piece of the rod will point you to the next.
And what's the plan when we have all of the that?
Well, once we've reassembled the rod, we can all confront Vecna and stop his heinous plans together. And you three, although initially a disappointment, you'll be heroes of the multiverse.
Still very rude. Yes,
Lady Illustrial will kind of pop in and just say, I wouldn't say that you three are a disappointment, but if our hope was to stop Vecna without anyone putting themselves in danger. And we have lost that opportunity. So the situation of having to put you three and ourselves in danger is a disappointment. But you three are not a disappointment. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'd love to hear more about this NSU. It's at a university of sorts.
It's still a college. We're working on getting our university. U stands for undergrad. I really should have thought that one through a little bit better, huh, Gus?
That makes complete sense to me.
Morton Cannon raises an eyebrow at this point. But Tasha doesn't say anything, and Illustrial will just kind of say that it must be important work that you do.
We couldn't even get a university professor. Come on. Oh man, that's great. Does everyone else feel? And I'm gonna turn to you guys. How do you guys feel about all this? We kind of had this discussion with Never Ember.
Lord Neverember
before, but this is kind of another level of that, I suppose.
Lord
Right?
Bumberberry.
Or like, Lord Never Remember.
Never Death Graveyard.
The naming conventions, though.
Yes, fantastic.
It's to undertake this sort of quest. It really shouldn't surprise us that we would come across people of means and power, such as yourself. So, I don't entirely understand my role to play, but if I have a role to play in this, that's what I'm choosing, whatever that may be.
I do want to. I am not. Listen. And he's just kind of looking at everyone in the room, he looks very, very out of his depths right now, and I'm not even gonna roll because it's so very obvious to you, at least you two, that in this moment, this is like a complete face. I'm just blunt, trying to do no emotion, because at this point, Aradel is like, what? I am out of my depths here. I don't understand anything these people can do. These people are all incredibly super important individuals. I have a sword. These guys can freaking do all of this crazy stuff. Apparently heroes of the multiverse are asking for our help. And I'm just putting on that cool face your cool older cousin is yeah, we got it. Easy peasy. We're good. This is great.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of going along with whatever you guys say.
Yeah. I think when Milo recognizes that look on Aradel's face, he just turns his head to him and says, "From my understanding, heroes are made from the paths they choose, and not the powers that they're graced with."
Illustrial will smile and just say, "You have a very strong understanding, Milo. I would completely agree with you."
Milo just can't help but smile.
If the cool professor at the school believes in me, I believe in myself too.
Oh man.
I think Biggus is the cool professor. I think Milo's the nerdy professor.
That's fair. But he's accepted. He'll never get
professor. Hey.
He'll never get Biggus' approval. He just not accepts.
Don't be so sure.
Never know. Biggest at this point is putting his armor on.
Can't he do that as an action? I just want you to have this moment right now because that would be freaking cool.
What?
Oh,
An armor artificer as an action you can don and doff it. So like it's.
I forgot about that.
Here's a cool barrel roll or front roll into it.
What kind of armor is this again? It's plate.
It's better than plate. It's breastplate.
Yes.
Do you take an action to do that?
I would actually say yes.
Yeah. So in 6 seconds, you see someone put armor on that normally takes like 5 or 6. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like his armor is magical. So he actually just kind of like lifts his hand up like this, and his armor just like raises up, separates, and then just like literally comes down into his body and just like melds,
latches.
Like basically, it honestly where it separates just is connected again. It's literally just like there weren't, there's no seams or anything. It just is one as armor on him again.
Stark contrast to the traditional way of putting it on.
Very nice.
It no clips onto you.
Tasha will kind of like look, raise an eyebrow, and just say, "You're full of surprises."
Takes me like 10 minutes to do that.
I'm not gonna lie, I may not understand
Bodes
what brought us here, but we were brought for a reason.
I'm trying so hard not to make a 2-minute joke. I'm trying so hard not to make a 2-minute joke.
Say it bodes well for me that speed impresses you. That's the classic Jake line. I can't take credit for that.
That's our friends.
If that impresses you, you should see my hammer.
Oh boy.
Yes, this one can ride it. This one. Do we have to pull out the mall cop again?
No!
Is that just a joke that Michael said, or did that happen?
No, that didn't happen.
Oh man.
Not in game.
Right.
Okay, so Morton Kanan gave us this chime and then told us the location of the first piece of the rod.
Correct.
Yeah, he
Okay.
yes, and excuse me, what is the chime called? The Chime of Exile. I'll throw that in your inventory should you wish to accept it.
Yeah.
Your inventory, should you choose to accept it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's to banish Vecna.
So I think Lady Illustrial will say to you, time is of the essence, but that doesn't mean you should take unnecessary risks. It seems as though Aradel, something happened to you. Please feel free to rest here before you go. And also feel free to use this place as a base of operations from here on out.
Milo's his jaw, like his mouth is agape, like Milo, Captain Proper, is just totally mouth breathing right now. Like he's just like, oh, and there are books here we could look at, and
Yes, of course.
and oh my gosh, the things I could learn.
Well, you have about 8 hours because I need a big rest. Tell you that much.
Okay, and he just starts like looking at things like he's just like he's starting to really take in the environment beyond the people. And it's I feel like he's just he can't help but just smile like a little kid.
Yeah. But the room that you're in right now is it's a workspace. So there's a desk that's covered in paperwork and books sit in the middle of this work area. There are curio cabinets filled with magical trinkets, everything from necklaces and brooches to sparkling stones and shoes. And one thing that you notice about these cabinets is it almost has a like a bag of holding like quality to it, where if one is to open the cabinet, it's vast inside, and Illustrial will just say, "Oh, yes, I do have many magical items. If there's something that can be of service to you, please feel free. Don't go overboard. Maybe one for each of you for now. But
what do you have to offer?
Well, what do you need is a better question. She has to offer any single magic item of rare or lower rarity from the DMG.
Rare or lower, you say?
And you don't have to do that now. You could
Per person or
per person.
Oh man.
I'm going shopping, baby.
Perhaps this is a good place to take a quick break.
A fine idea.
I'm not gonna have any time to pee because I'm gonna be sitting here shopping.
You don't have to decide it right this
You
second.
can't stop a D&D player from shopping, am I right? Here at J&J Tabletop, we're trying to help you get the most out of your games by helping you unlock what works best for you at your table. Whether you're a player or dungeon master, or even play other systems, we'll help you take your experiences to the next level. Subscribe today and get even more out of your games. Our very own Lee, who plays Aradel Brightmaw, also created our intro video, scaled Mount Kilimanjaro, and is as Irish as they come. He also has his YouTube channel dedicated entirely to making D&D fun again. Highly imitated, never duplicated. You will laugh, learn, and enjoy his content, so head to youtube.com/@thiscrits and subscribe today. Our character art was created by Kaya from FablewoodGoods.com. Fablewood Goods is an immersive fantasy business for authors, books, and brands. Explore the Fablewoods' unique lore through seasonal shop updates filled with enchanted forests, dragons, and fae, or bring the magic to life with custom merch and illustration for your own worlds and whimsies. Our graphic overlays were created by our very own Jake at TTRPGoverlay.com. TTRPGoverlay.com is the premier resource for quality D&D and TTRPG actual play graphic overlays. Our overlay packs, like this one, the Lich King, are designed to be simple and enhance your content, which in our opinion is you. Stop by today and check out what we've got, including some free examples. Remember, you and your content are special. Our products help everyone see that. We appreciate every kind of support that J&J Tabletop gets. Watching and sharing our videos will always be the primary way you can do that. However, if you enjoy our content, please consider joining our channel as a member. It's a direct way to let us know you believe in what we are doing, and it helps us improve our content. We will be adding to the list of perks we offer as we get ideas, so check back regularly to see what's new.
Don't forget to smash that like button.
All right. So I'm sending you a whole big thing about magic within this place, which is the Sigil Sanctum. This is.
Lord.
I don't think really any of that is going to come into play, but it's information that you know that Illustrial would have explained to you that I don't think needs to be RP'd.
Perfect.
But the Sigil Sanctum, hundreds of years ago, Lady Illustrial of Silvery Moon needed a secure place to conduct sensitive magic work. and research, and after discovering a portal from Silvery Moon to Sigil, Illustrial traveled there and spent decades creating this private sanctum around said portal. So basically, like, her sanctum is fused with a well of many worlds, which is part of the reason that there's such, like, if you could travel to pretty much wherever you need to go to in there. But yeah, as we said, you look through, take whatever item you want, just the one. Do you want to explore? Do you want to talk about what you're doing? What's the goal? I know Aradel needs to sleep, but you don't have to do that immediately. Like,
I mean, as far as we can RP whatever you guys want, but I imagine if you guys wanted to look into stuff or do reading or whatever you want to do, Aradel's because he really needs it.
Yeah, I think Milo is going to stock up on some magical inks if the Wizards 3 will allow it, so that he could copy some spells and things that he found. I know we have the Scroll of Greater Visibility, and he already does know Major Image, so he still has that one. But just maybe in case we find more in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or also, I guess if we're coming back here too, that's kind of like a thing.
Yeah, you can use the space. So there's, like, that exists in the workspace. There's also, if you direct your attention over to the left in S1, there's a library. And in that library, there are gleaming floor-to-ceiling bookshelves filled with leather-bound tomes. They wrap around the sanctum's west end. White marble pillars hold up the vaulted ceilings to the east, and spiral staircases in the corner lead upwards. And it's just a collection of books and tomes. And on that table on the north side, there are various, like, kind of blank papers and quills, presumably for, putting things in your spell books, making spell tomes, things of the sort.
Yeah, I think Milo is probably he's just taking this all in, especially if Aradel's just mostly resting. He's just probably spending almost every moment in the library, just loving books and the knowledge and all of that. Just as much as he's, like, reading, he's, like, at the same time just imagining all of the different things that these wizards have done and can do and will do, and what he could learn from them and all the possibilities, while also trying to not get ahead of himself with such a just massive task that has been set before them. But he can't help but just have a certain schoolboy excitement in that.
Yeah. You could really make a name for yourself and for the college with contacts like this.
Yeah, I think so.
That middle room that you walk through, that is kind of like the main parlor area. There's plush antique furniture, including sofas and footstools arranged all around. On the north end, there's a grand staircase. On the south end, there's a garden of ferns and flowering plants growing around a raised marble dais, which is the portal that they had told you about.
Is that this thing here?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And up above that is the grand staircase leading to a lounge. There's a roaring fireplace, actually several roaring fireplaces. Keep going up. They're built into the east and west walls of this lounge. Comfortable chairs and couches are artfully arranged before a grand staircase that leads downward, which is, in fact, the staircase that we just talked about.
Okay.
These are all kind of like the main areas. And there were also those spiral staircases in the corners.
Yeah, I feel like Milo just instinctually just wants to look at everything. I mean, I'm sure we'll find their rooms and things, but like,
Mhm.
oh, look at this. This is a little 3D side view thing. Hey, that's helpful.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think this map is really. I love the art in it. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a little trippy, but it's very very cool, and I love all the detail that they have in there. So yeah, I mean, let's see. Are you going into the bedrooms?
I think if Milo ever stumbled into one, he would quickly shut it, but like he would just, you know, he would be just curious, like just looking around, like especially if they give him free reign, like he's.
Yeah. So let's say when you're exploring how about this? Roll a d4, Jake.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's a bathroom. My bad.
4.
Okay.
Oh crap! It's Tasha's room.
No, actually. So, let's say when you're exploring the library, you wander your way up that bottom left staircase to S5, and find yourself in a small but comfortable bedroom. There's a human wearing fine clothes, just kind of like hanging out up there.
This one's Elminster.
Oh dear! I'm sorry. I did not mean to disturb you. I'll give you your space.
Oh, yes. You must be new. I'm Milena van Taustiv.
Just based on the name and the nondescript human description, it sounds like maybe a woman.
Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Okay. Milena, it's nice to meet you. My name is Milo. Yes, we just got here. I'm just trying to take everything in. And he just like, I feel like his attention just kind of sinks into something just on the wall that he's just like, he trails off, but like he can't quite.
And she'll just kind of say like, well, Milo, it's nice to meet you. This is mine and Lady Illustrial's room.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've intruded. This is not right of me. I'll give you as much space. I was just trying to explore. Please forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive. Welcome to the sanctum.
Oh. I think he's just still nervously kind of bows and says, well, I'll leave you to it. And then he walks away. I think he just doesn't know what to do with himself. And he's definitely feels like even though she's being nice, it's not appropriate for him to just go into somebody's room.
That on the bottom right, S7, Illustrial has basically said like that's the guest room. Feel free to use it, sleep there, sleep in a couch, whatever you want.
Will do.
That's probably where Aradel is.
That's where I will head.
I would say if Tasha was willing to chat, Biggus would probably talk to Tasha for a little while.
Sure. Yeah. What about?
Just about what she's doing here. Does she leave often, or does she mainly stay here? You know.
Yeah, she'll tell you like, you know, I spend much of my time doing research, magical research, creating spells and things of this sort. But
you have you've created some. I actually use Tasha's caustic brew myself. So
I hope
one
it
of my
serves you well.
faves when needed. Oh yes.
That was that was my first that I was proud of, believe it or not.
Well, and many more to come after that.
Oh yes. I'll be sure to let you know if anything comes up that needs testing.
I would love that. I love tinkering and trying out new things, and while I may be a professor, I consider myself a little bit more of a practical kind of a hands-on type of a professor. Love and knowledge, but you gotta try it out.
Of course. What good is it to know and not to do?
Woman after my own heart.
He'll just kind of say like, well, I'm gonna get to it. There is much to be done if we're to face Vecna in the coming months.
Yeah. It's
Good luck.
Thank you, and I appreciate any and all help.
As do I.
Bro, I'm pissed.
Why are you pissed?
Aradel gets made fun of for being awkward in a conversation. He doesn't get made fun of for flirting with Tasha. What? I'm the creep for not being rude, but he's not a creep for having an awkward flirting conversation. I'm pissed.
I don't know. It makes total sense to me.
You
Listen.
You could swing and miss, but to not go up to the plate is
That's the real crime. Yeah, man. You could romance Tasha? Dang. Go for it, Biggus. Go for it.
Oh no.
I'd like to show you my magical implement.
Oh man.
D&D, just guys being dudes.
Because we're still 12, but with more knowledge. That's all it is.
Yes.
Oh man.
But I would also say to Milo, just so you know, like, I don't know that, like, I guess you tell me what you would do, knowing that S5 is a spiral staircase and a bedroom, S7 is a spiral staircase and the guest bedroom. There are 2 more spiral staircases. Do you choose to go up either of them?
No.
Okay.
Certainly not. I think he would be curious, just like anybody would be naturally curious, but he absolutely would not do any kind of a breach of personal space or etiquette like that. It's,
Sure.
in case you haven't noticed, manners are very important to Milo.
And she has also told all of you, like, feel free to explore. Like, she hasn't said, just don't go over there, you know, but
You could do anything you want except this one thing.
what does everybody want to do?
I was about to say, I'm good with taking a long rest.
Yeah. I think that make a lot of sense.
Alrighty. So yeah, you're absolutely able to do that. And it's a really good rest. One of the best rests you've had in quite some time. The weird thing is just like you don't get like I feel like at least one of you likes a good sunrise, you know. Is that accurate? Or Milo or Biggus or Aradel, do you wake up and
I think Milo would.
open the blinds? I figured you would, yeah.
Biggus is the type to open the blinds in just his underwear, just kind of like,
Hello,
life.
life.
Yes.
Oh man.
Does some stretches, you know, gets ready in the day, soaking up the sunrise.
Wait. There was one guest room. I'm very concerned now.
Well, what I was gonna say is that's not a thing here as far as the sunrise. Like it's just not. You don't really have windows like showing a view of anything.
That's half the fun for Biggus, huh, man?
You could have all tried to pile into that guest bedroom, you know. I mean, does Aradel wake up with someone snuggling him? That's the first question.
No, I think Milo would like his space too much. Yeah, I was gonna say,
Right.
would Milo do that? No.
Yeah, so you could be either on the floor up there or in one of the many couches.
Is there like a fake window anywhere?
Yes.
So Biggus like touches the window, and a light like starts shining off the window, because he uses his magical tinkering to create a little light. So it's just like shining down on him as he does his morning stretches.
That's
I love
excellent.
this.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be some sort of like report or restraining order at the undergrad. It has to be. Right? He's just sitting there.
There's a never mind. That shouldn't go down that rabbit hole. But yeah. So you are able to start your day. Is there anything that you need or want to do before entering the portal and trying to find that first piece of the rod?
I would ask, would Aradel want the Ring of Spell Storing as an attunement item? No.
Nah.
Okay.
Honestly, not real.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
I
would
think,
just definitely affect what he what I put in it. Yeah. For
yeah.
sure.
Honestly, Aradel's pretty like hesitant to even touch the thing that Biggus did for him. The mirror image. So,
Ooh,
but it's
little
his sword, so he doesn't really have much of a choice.
little
so-
magophobia going on.
Yeah, a little
here.
bit.
A little bit. Is that something that's becoming obvious to like Milo and Biggus?
I mean, you haven't. I've only gotten to one fight, and it was a fight in a ring. You know, so like,
Yeah.
I don't
okay.
know. If you offered it, I would have been like, no thanks. But I don't, unless you would have a reason to think that it's weird for me to turn it down.
That's fair.
Probably
That's fair.
not.
That's fair.
Everybody roll.
No.
Everybody roll a d20. Aradel, add 4 to your roll.
Or
I got a 7.
Yeah, 17.
me too. 17.
Okay. Milo, I feel like you're still you're still just overwhelmed by everything. To really be thinking about this, but Aradel and Biggus, why do they call it the Underdark? Because it's deep, deep, deep underground and very dark. That's where
Maybe.
you'll be going.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's a hostile environment. One of the most hostile environments that's out there. Yeah, that is information that you have.
It sure is. I think I'm ready to go. I don't think there's anything I would want to do here. I'm not interested in any of this stuff. Honestly, the sooner we get out of here, the better for me.
Yes,
I'm ready to go.
Milo.
Onward.
Alrighty.
This is great. I had to wait like a few weeks last time to teleport out of here. This is fantastic.
Is Tasha near the teleporter?
Yeah, I would say Tasha, Mordenkainen, and Alestriel all have kind of like gathered around, waiting for you to make your inaugural journey through the portal.
Biggus just kind of gives her a little bit of a wink as he steps through the portal.
She like chuckles. Like she'll tip her hat to you. And Lady Alestriel will say to the three of you, well, I hope you all dreamt well. Best of luck today. Huh?
Wow. Nothing. No, that's. I would like get like a little like wince at that. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't say anything. I would just.
The hate is strong.
No, I'm not hate. No, not hate. Just like I want to leave, but I wanted to. But like I don't know. I'm discussing that versus getting out of here fast. Right? That's what I'm thinking about right now. So instead, I'm going to completely ignore that and say, before we go, should we have a means of communicating with you?
I can do that.
You can.
I can, yes.
Okay, perfect. Then never mind.
How can you do that?
I have the sending spell. Doesn't always work between planes, but it's usually does.
We'll be here if you need to speak to us.
Perfect. That's all. Also, side note, Kalashtar can't dream. Or really.
Forgive me, I did not mean to be insensitive
It's alright.
to that.
It's alright. Don't worry about it, I'm fine.
We've actually been trying to figure that out for him because he wants to. If you know of anything that could help, actually, that would be very interesting.
Tasha kind of like squints a little bit. She's like, go find this first piece and then we can talk about dreams for your friends.
I wasn't saying it was more important than fighting. Gentlemen, are you ready? That got him to one move.
I'm ready to go. Please, let's go now.
Biggus already stepped through the portal.
We turn around and he's just gone.
Listen, Biggus hit his wink and he was gone.
I like to think that in this moment, Biggus was like, he's still wary about the whole planar travel thing after the first time, right? He's like, but he winked. He's like, man, I gotta look cool in this situation. I can't can't bitch out now. I gotta go whole hog. So,
You actually nailed that. Like, I think he actually did the wink half because he wanted to, but the other half was to make sure that he didn't like chicken out and not walk through it.
yes. Perfect. All right.
Can you roll me charisma? Or do you have
Yes, I love it.
in any charisma?
That's an 11. No, I have a -1 to charisma.
Okay.
That's
All
great.
right. We'll see.
That's what I love about this. Like, to me, even if Biggus fails miserably, like, his attitude would be to try. He just has no riz. But it doesn't stop him. Like, even the people, you know, that shut him down or no thanks, he still goes for it.
I think
you
it's
know?
fine.
Dude.
It's a numbers game.
Personality.
It's a numbers game.
Big raise.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott.
Yep.
Wayne Gretzky.
Yep. All right.
Man.
So, after stepping through the portal, you emerge deep in the Underdark in Faerun. You know that this rod piece is hidden in Webb's Edge, which is a nearby safe house for agents of the demon god Lilith. They keep saying god. I'm pretty sure it's demon goddess Lilith. I don't know if that matters, but so you initially emerge through a door-shaped fissure in one wall of a claustrophobic, seemingly abandoned corridor. Outside, in a cave with no light, but the invisible portal to Sigil remains open. And this is a much more pleasant portal. This is like a Rick and Morty portal. You just kind of walk through it and you're there, you know?
Well, just a quick reminder for everyone in his vicinity, I can't see if it's dark. Just a quick reminder.
What happened to your eyes?
I can see 10 feet out in front of me is what I can do.
I forgot. I am so sorry. I only had one set of the goggles. I apologize.
Milo just hands them to Aradel and then casts light on his wand. Says, here you go. I'm fine.
Okay.
And he's just, his little wand is just at his, just glowing.
Just so you are you sure you want me to have these? Because at least I can still be effective in up close. I can still be effective. At distance, I don't know how, if your difficulty seeing would be detrimental to your
A lot of times you do scouting, right?
with Biggus' track record. I don't know, man.
Well,
He's a
scouting and
stealthy boy.
Well, I just thought if you needed to see, you could see, because I can see with this.
Okay, thank you.
He's just sitting there with the wand just glowing, like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Are those attunement?
No.
Okay.
So that you have 60 feet of dark vision. It's a whole new world.
What is your 10 feet? With its blind sight?
Yes.
So you could see invisible objects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aradel. And you're kind of just like seemingly in the middle of nowhere in like a cramped space. But you notice that right in front of you, there is a 10-foot wide doorway, which is closed and cloaked in some sort of invisibility effect.
Oh. Immediately?
It is a nondescript iron door. Immediately, I mean, you could, let's say you took a couple steps forward and then realized this thing is there on the other side of the wall.
So, hey guys, does Biggus not see it?
Yeah, what does Biggus and Milo see?
You see,
It's like rock face?
just a rock face.
Good. Okay. I will just walk forward as if that door is there and everyone can see it, because I'm assuming people can. It just looks like I'm walking towards a wall.
Yeah. I think Milo just, almost like a dog, will turn his head to like just
My
look.
goggles on and like look the other direction and just walk at a wall.
And I would just kind of look like at Milo for half a second, like, did I screw the goggles up?
He just shakes his head no, and he's like, let's see what happens. And he just looks at I think Milo would genuinely just think you found something he didn't, but
That's great. That's so funny.
yeah, he's just quizzically looking at you.
Does it have like a doorknob? Can I just open it? Can I just go ahead?
You can certainly try.
Sure, I'm gonna try to open it.
It's locked.
It explodes.
Right. Okay.
What kind of details do you get with blind sight?
It's just like you can see. Blind sight, you can just see as normal, like, up to 10 feet of it, effectively. You can see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if I'm blinded or in darkness. Moreover, you can see invisible creatures within that range, unless they successfully hide from me.
Okay, so you see 8 symbols subtly carved into the rock above the doorway.
Okay.
And what languages do you speak? Do you speak Undercommon?
I don't think so. Where do I find languages?
Main page, bottom left.
I don't know. I speak Common, Elvish, Primordial, and Kiori.
Yeah, I'd say you wouldn't pick up what these are, but you know that they mean something.
So you guys see me like trying to shake this door open, like, ugh! Does anyone speak Undercommon as I'm trying to like shake this door?
And to us, it just looks like you're grabbing a piece of a wall, or like the rock wall.
Pretty much. There's like a handhold, like if you were climbing, it would be a good spot.
That's exactly what I imagined.
Yeah. He's grabbed it and shaking it.
Yeah. Do you? Why would that be relevant, Aradel?
Because there's this. Actually, because I wouldn't actually know if it would be Undercommon. I'm sorry, shouldn't have said that. But more like, what languages do you speak? Well, there's some writing on this door here.
Milo looks at Biggus like, oh no.
I mean, is that something we would know about Aradel? I'm gonna say probably not, I guess.
That's, you know what?
I don't know if he's been in a situation where it would matter.
I would say this with all seriousness. Did Ramon hit him on the head?
It looked like he might have just stabbed him once or twice, but
You did smack him with the blade.
perhaps
That's funny.
Perhaps the hilt. Aradel, what do you see?
There's a door here, and then there's eight sigils, runes, whatever you want to call them, on the door somewhere.
So you don't see a rock face?
No, there's a door. What do you mean? Here, and I take the goggles off and I'm giving them. Milo.
You realize that you still see the door. I don't know if that would be a surprise to you or not, Aradel, but you still see it.
No, not really. It would be more of a surprise if he doesn't see the door. And that's very interesting because, like, you're right. I don't think it's something that it would come out because it's just something that's there, right? So he's not like, I can see invisible things, because it's not like he knows it's just invisible. It's just there, right?
Maybe his telepathy almost works like Daredevil's echolocation, kind of, in a way. I think that could be interesting. Anyways, Milo just puts... Milo doesn't put the goggles on, but puts them up to his eyes and just says, I just see rocks.
Do you have a magic to get rid of magic, or do you have a magic to make me read other languages? Because there's a door here, guys.
I do have comprehend languages as a ritual, but it's me.
Well, that's out the window or out the door. That's not going to help us if you can't see the door.
What door?
There's a door right here, guys.
What's the ground look like? Is it just like loose dirt or gravel or something, or like
Stone.
it's stone?
What's the
Do we
door
have a
made
notebook?
of?
I can write note. The door's iron.
Milo says, why don't you write down what you see?
Sure.
And then Milo will start to ritually cast comprehend languages.
Perfect. I will write down what I see.
Why don't you make a dexterity?
Oh, I'm pretty good at those.
Here we go.
Just a dexterity or like anything? Just
Oh, how
It's,
about, I mean, sleight of
18.
hand sounds good too.
sleight of hand. 21.
You feel really good about how you were able to recreate.
I feel really good about this drawing.
Some of your best work.
It's my best work. It looks like it's got a couple stick figures there.
Yes.
It's got a tall one and then a slightly smaller one and then a slightly smaller one. Be like, hello.
Milo's ritually casting something.
Comprehend languages, yeah.
Comprehend languages. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the components for that? Or not necessarily, but like verbal, somatic. What a.
Yep, all three. Verbal,
Okay,
somatic
yeah.
material.
So same thing. You know. You can dance.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, but you know, eventually you finish your ritual, and you look at these symbols, and you're like, these are just symbols at first glance. And roll investigation.
Okay. That's a 14.
Embedded in each of those symbols is a tiny undercommon character.
I really want Milo to have a monocle right now, but I never put that on his person.
All right. I think that there's no fun way to do this puzzle. So what I'm gonna say is you spend some time looking at the letters, and you realize that you have all of the letters you need to spell the words Web's Edge,
Okay.
which you know to be the name of this place.
Right.
They're not necessarily in that order.
I think Milo just, as he's looking at it, because he also has to be touching the surface, so you just see him, like, his hand is on the paper that he handed Aradel. He's looking at it for about a minute, and he's just kind of going through the process in his mind, and he says, "Oh, you could spell Web's Edge here. Is this the exact order that you see them in?"
Yeah.
And then he just kind of tells you which ones to push or touch, and says,
Sure.
maybe touch them.
Hitting them all, touching them all.
Yeah, and as you touch them and spell out Web's Edge, the doorway opens, and it is still invisible to Milo and Biggus, but you do hear a sound of it sounds like a door opening. But
See?
for Aradel, you see it clearly.
Look, the door's open. We did it.
I heard it, Aradel, and I trust you. I still don't see it.
Okay. I'm gonna walk in stealthily.
Milo just with his wand
Actually,
with
wait a
light
minute.
on it.
I'm gonna take the goggles back off of Milo, put them back on my head.
Yes.
Wait, I do have a question though. Did you appear stealthily before you walked through the door, or only once you got on the other? Like, could we tell you were trying to be quiet?
Yeah.
Because I was saying, because I'm assuming that there's a magical barrier there that when you walk past, we can no longer see you till we get far.
Yeah, I would, knowing that you guys are not seeing whatever the heck I'm seeing, or just very good at gaslighting me, I would make it incredibly obvious that I'm being
Wouldn't be the
stealthy.
first time.
Can you imagine if that's what was happening right now? If they're like, Aradel, there's no door. What are you talking about?
Said the guy who tried to convince us all of planar travel sickness. Anyways,
Hey, it's canon. He made it happen. It's canon. He did. He rolled for it.
All right, yeah.
Speaking of which, no.
Now let's go in there.
Go. I'm stealthily moving.
Yeah, Milo will follow suit as best he can.
And Biggus will as well, stealthily. I was gonna say, if not, he was just gonna like walk through the door like he threw it open.
Do his biggest thing, yeah.
But
Yes.
Wouldn't it be great if I was the one gaslighting you guys and you just walked into a wall?
And he really missed these steps behind us.
I mean, listen, Biggus was gonna go for it. Like, he was gonna be confident and be like, all right, you know what? Time to trust the man.
Milo got a 13 on his stealth.
I should roll.
But Milo also has light up, right?
Sure does, unless someone stops him.
I got a 12 on mine.
I didn't do much better, guys. I got an 11. No, 11.
Milo is the most stealthy.
Nobody makes a lot of noise. But it is a very dark room that is now has a light on. So that's a thing. And I suppose you are wanting me to take off some of these fog of war.
Maybe. I would like to see the map. Maybe it might help. Who knows?
Yeah, perchance we want to see the map.
It might be a good thing for us to do. I don't know. Wow, it's a room.
Okay, guys, it's a room.
Oh no, that does not look good.
Are
No,
those
it does not.
bodies?
But you
Those
were
look like
talking about
bodies.
stick figures, were you not? Because here we are, boys.
That's that Hasbro money, baby.
I mean, my imagination can
I
make
think
up
they're
for
fine.
lots of things, but that was just funny to me. But yeah, the Lumos is in full effect right now. So
Oh no.
So there are no light sources in here aside from Milo's light. So I guess just be cognizant of that. And let's throw you boys in here too.
Yes.
Wow, Luigi. All right.
Wario.
pizza Luigi.
Wahoo.
Pretty good.
So what,
guys.
is that a cart?
That is
broken down
a
cart.
broken
another
down
door.
cart.
I didn't notice the doors.
Yep. It's a broken down cart. So you've gone in. Yeah, so the remains of a mold covered broken wagon
Yum.
barrels languish in this large foyer. Humanoid skeletal remains lie strewn about, their swords and armor bent and rusted. Something gleams next to the bodies propped up along the northern wall. Double doors on the east, northeast, and southeast walls seem to be rusted shut, and a semicircular chamber that opens in the southwest wall. Well, I'm not going to say what you see there because I think you would have to walk further to see it.
So this is where Milo is by the cart, I guess.
Yeah.
And if details on the light spell, he's got bright light for 20 feet, and then dim light for 20 feet beyond that. So
Yeah.
it's in dim light, the door, yeah. Have any of you been to the Underdark before? This is my first time. He's just looking at everything very quizzically, and
Nope. But they definitely got the dark part right.
I have to agree. How about you, Gus?
Well, you know, I would actually classify this as overly dark.
I see. So you take.
You're welcome, Josh. I saw that.
I just almost spit that right out.
You take
That was
issue with
good.
the name itself, I see.
I mean, I was practically born in the darkness, so this is pretty normal for me.
Huh.
Inspiration.
Well, let's take a look at this door here. And Milo will just go to the front door and just take a look at it.
Looks like a door that is rusted.
Before you do
Oh, sorry.
anything, I would talk to you guys, be like, hey, just so we're aware, and actually, Josh, what would I know about Loth?
I guess it's a question for all of us.
Yeah. Feel free to give me some rolls for religion.
I don't know anything.
Got a 16. Really want to roll well on a knowledge check one of these days.
16 as well. Well,
I rolled a
guess
7.
You probably.
I have a +9. Yeah. It's one of my better knowledge rolls of the campaign.
I rolled a 2.
Spiders. In case Web's Edge did not give you much of a clue.
Yeah, right?
And what did Biggus get?
A 21.
21. Holy moly.
He is an
Yeah.
intelligence character, he's not trained.
Lulth is, I would say Milo and Biggus both know. Well, I'll say all of you know. Lulth is a demon god of deceit, shadows, and spiders. And Biggus and Milo know that she gains power by deceiving allies and enemies alike. Worshippers of this spider queen believe that she could see through the eyes of all spiders, and they insist that she is all-knowing. Biggus, you know that in eons past, Lulth regularly plotted against her family of elven gods seeking to kill those deities and subjugate their followers. And though her attempts mostly failed, she learned from them and she grew mightier. Her failed attempt on the life of the powerful god Curlon Larethian resulted in Lulth's banishment to the Abyss, and there she conquered a lair known as the Demon Web, where she now makes her home. She embraces and takes the form of a demon, and also regularly appearing as a beautiful elven woman with the lower body of an enormous, monstrous spider. She relishes the title, the Spider Queen, and attempts to annihilate anyone who doubts her power. Followers of Lulth, I think Milo and Biggus know this. They seek to foment chaos everywhere in the Spider Queen's name. The more ruthless and fanatically devoted to Lulth, a worshipper, the higher that worshipper ranks in Lulth's favor. So they are brutal, evil. They want to inflict pain and chaos.
So don't just go knocking.
That's good advice. I think Milo would just naturally want to just look at everything unless, so if there is a perception or investigation check where the other two want to do something else, that's what he's up to.
I would do the same thing, just look around. I would probably be more apt to look at the area that's open rather than...
Okay.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you want to check out that bottom left area?
Yeah, I do the same thing as him, but I would probably pay more attention to this as it's the only place that is hidden behind cover of.
Feel free to move your character.
I'm going to stealthily move my character.
And
I have the light source, and I went up while the two of them went down.
yeah. But they both have dark vision.
do. Maybe that's better.
And Milo, in that spot, I had mentioned that there's something gleaming next to these bodies that are kind of propped up over there.
Yeah, if you want to do that now,
Actually-
Milo would definitely be interested in that.
Yeah. So the one all the way up top, all the way up north.
Like this area?
It appears that there are It's like it's like especially shining because you're the one with that light spell. You know, it's just reflecting off of it. There are some sort of rubies that are in the ground beneath the body.
As tempted as Milo is to touch it, while the other two investigate, he's going to begin dance all night if you want to. He's going to cast detect magic. Obviously, it'll take a bit. So if either of the two of you look, you just see his spell book out, and he's just like, "Okay, let's see." He's just doing his thing.
I was playing DDR over there.
Yeah.
Aradel and Biggus, as you walk kind of towards this area, there's a semicircular chamber that forms a natural alcove. Shelves are carved into the wall from the floor to the ceiling. They hold small, repulsive items, including bloody baubles, shriveled fingers, and idols carved from bone. There's two figures crouched before the shelves, and perhaps even more obvious is a shrine of Lulth in there, with the form of a beautiful elven woman from the waist up, and massive spider the waist down. As you kind of walk down, this Durgar and Hobgoblin, who are on their knees paying homage, turn and look at you. And they look a little confused as they look at you.
So is it me and Biggus, or is it just me?
I think both of you were going down there, but it could be just.
I went down. I was going down there with him.
So, here's these people. They're obviously paying homage to Loth.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use my telepathy. Can I gauge? Are they just like random people? Do they look like one of them's in charge, or like are they just?
What are you trying to use to like?
My racial mind link ability. I can speak telepathically to any creature I can see within 110 feet, and I don't need to share a language with them. Okay.
So you're trying to do that and like insight them? Does that sound? Or are you asking them a question? Like, are you communicating with them?
I will be, but I wanted. Do they just look like two random individuals who are paying homage to Loth, or does one of them look more in charge than the other? Or just completely randoms?
So they are. They're wearing clothes that has kind of like spider webs and spiders like marked all around them. As far as like whether they're in charge of anything, like it's kind of hard to say just by looking at them. But
yeah, then never mind. I'm just gonna look confused at them, and I'm gonna mind link with Biggus and be like, I don't know if they speak what we speak. Just maybe look like we belong and look confused like I do. I don't know. You can also respond back to me. You can reply to this message.
Classic.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look confused, and then like, why they look at me like they're confused? Why are you confused about me?
Yeah, so they'll say to you in they'll speak to you in a language that you don't understand.
Yep, and
you know, just. Is
that something Milo could hear from farther away? He does have comprehend languages.
I hope not.
I mean, you're like a solid 100 feet away, like on the other.
It just depends on how sound echoes around and how much you want to play with that.
Yeah, I would say like maybe you hear like very quiet
voices other than Biggus and Aradel.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I would say Milo
You also hear voices coming from like the other side of the door that you're standing near, too, Milo.
Oh. I think Milo would start to head towards Biggus and Aradel if he heard that. So whenever they arrive, you let me know. Or whenever he arrives, you let me know.
Okay.
I would telepathically with Milo tell him to put his light out. And you tell me this, Josh, because creating a connection with another person costs an entire action to do so. So keep that in mind for time framing, for a reference of time framing.
And you're creating an action. You're creating a link with
connection with Milo to tell him to put his light out and hide.
Milo would do as he says, but would he know he could communicate back?
I would say
I
you.
would say
talked
so,
to me like
because
this
I've done.
before, right?
Yeah.
He says, I might be able to understand them, so I'm going to tuck in right here.
Perfect.
Roll stealth.
Okay. 14.
Okay.
Then I would, after that 6 seconds is up, make another connection with whoever said something to me.
Let's have Biggus. Is there anything you want to do in that there's like a 6-second silence from Aradel as these people speak gibberish to you?
Nope.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It goes Urakasha and looks, like you're an intruder. And everybody roll initiative. Jake, give me some combat music.
That's a decent initiative roll there. That's a 30-20 for Milo, baby.
Ooh, very nice.
Except for you just had him snuff out his light.
That's a 12 for Biggus.
You guys have magical tinkering. We could have little glow sticks going around.
Yeah. I was praying on the 6 seconds I would be fine.
I got you. It is what it is.
You had a whole round before they.
That's why I clarified the timing, because I didn't want to tease it.
I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, no, we're good.
20.
Ooh. You can go first, Aradel, between us.
Starting it off is the bad guy, the natural 19.
He's gonna use his action to cast light, right?
Actually,
Just saying.
Okay,
Can you imagine?
Josh, question. Because
Okay.
this would possibly make or break a choice here, a difference here, okay?
All right.
And this might be a secret question. I don't know. It depends on you. It has to do with the magic item I would have taken, because this would make a difference. It was between two. One being the flame tongue, and one being a dragon's wrath weapon.
Okay.
Okay. But do you know what a dragon's wrath weapon is?
Is it from the dragon
Fizz
book,
bands,
Fizz
right?
bands?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
It's a weapon that sat in a dragon's hoard, and then eventually got
Yeah, it has multiple stages it can go through on power level.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would it be something that it could gain more power through this if, I got it at the rare state? If not, I would have taken a flame weapon, a flame tongue. I'm asking because darkness and fire.
I think we could find a way.
Okay, so I would take the dragon wrath weapon. So never mind.
No, sorry. Should I have said the other thing?
I mean, for Milo's sake, yes, you should have said the other thing. But yeah, at this point, no.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay. All right. Sorry, that's all. Didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
No, you're all good. You're not interrupting. You're asking relevant questions. All right. So the hobgoblin is going to run up to Aradel, and
Why would he do that?
because you are the closest.
Nah, see, that's a mistake.
Why? What are you gonna do?
It's just a mistake. He's making a mistake.
Whoa. Pretty much. Yeah. First attack is a 11 to hit.
Yeah, that's a big mistake.
Second attack is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
That just barely hits.
All right. So yeah, and he's got a short sword and kind of like swipes it once, and you like back away, and he swipes it back and seems to catch you on the way back. 22 piercing damage. And then I also need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
I can do that. That is a 20.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you save, but you still take some damage. 22 poison damage, half to 11.
So 11.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, nothing.
And that's that will end its turn, and that brings us to you, Aradel.
Good. Okay. Sounds like a plan. I'm gonna frick him up.
Do it.
That's right. He's gonna get fricked.
Do it.
Right. That's gonna be the first attack. That's a 19, which is a critical hit. No, it's not a natural. It's not. Sorry. That's a 19.
You tease.
That, however, is a natural 20 on the second attack.
Let's go.
The third attack.
Power of manifestation.
That is a cocked dice. That is a 22. And the fourth attack, Hunter's Mark. Fourth attack is going to be a 24.
Okay. I think the lowest was a 19, right?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
All of those hit.
Get it.
Good.
Get it.
Good.
Get it, Aradel.
Hercules.
Okay. So
He is the nutty professor. My baby's strong.
let me just make sure this works. First attack is, oh Jesus. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 slashing damage and 12 lightning damage. Okay. We've then got the next crit is gonna be. Does the resistance matter? Damage type matter?
Probably not.
Okay.
What kind of damage are you?
Lightning or
it's fire.
slashing?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay. 22 for the second attack. Third attack is going to be 17. And then the fourth attack is going to be 12 damage.
Dude, he is hanging on. He's got a bee's dick of health left.
There it is. It's so tiny.
He ran up to you, like, with a fire in his eyes, and that has now left his eyes. And there's fear and pain as like, he went up and slashed at you twice with the sword. He like kind of barely caught you with the his second attack, and you just 1, 2, 3, 4, just like hit him every time, and hit him in his weak spots too.
We lined them right up for a great weapon master finish, right?
Yes.
It is Milo's turn.
So Milo basically hears combat.
Yes.
Don't worry, we got him.
Maybe a little. Is there any like? Oh wait, are your lightning gloves active? No, right?
No.
Yeah. Milo uses his action to cast light on his wand,
All right.
and then he just kind of comes into view over here to see what's going on. Don't think there's really anything else except my bonus action.
Milo says, "I can see.
Yeah.
I can fight."
Actually, okay, so I can see Aradel. How damaged is Aradel?
I'm hurt, but I'm not terrible. You wouldn't be worried about me yet.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it for Milo. We're good.
Oh no.
It is what it is, man.
Alrighty. That brings us to Biggus.
All right. Biggus is gonna slide on down and try to take a thwack at him
Yeah, go for it.
with Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
A 19 hits.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I made a very silly decision my last round. Oh, that's not. No, no, no.
24 bludgeoning damage.
Biggus, do you or do you not get blood and gore all over Aradel?
I would say no. I kind of do an underhanded swing and just like thumps him right in the chest and just like knocks him back. Like his armor just like caves into his chest.
Yep. And there's like this, it's this like crunch of metal crashing in his like metal chest piece and just like a slushy kind of sound as blood comes out of his mouth and he drops to the ground dead.
All right, and then I'm gonna take a swing at this bad boy
Alrighty.
with Great Weapon Master on. Oh, that is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Yes.
That's the biggest bonkus you ever did see right there.
That is 26 bludgeoning damage. That's close to the biggest bonkus I can do without a crit.
That is close to the biggest bonkus I can do.
He said 26.
Yes, 26 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, he's still up.
Okay.
But also just like shock
You
on
did.
his face.
You did drop
I will
someone.
No, I know. I was about to say, and I will take my bonus action to take another swing with Great Weapon Master because of my Great Weapon Master attack, where if I score a crit or reduce a creature's 0 HP, I can make a melee attack.
Do your thing.
That is an 8 to hit.
An 8? And 8 misses. But you did have a very, very good run of things.
Yes.
Creature in front of you, looking pretty beat up. Not thrilled about it. It's gonna kind of like go down a little bit. Let's see. Let me get a little overlay here. How you doing?
Uh-oh.
Oh, good thing I have a ring of spell storing with a counter spell there right now.
Oh, this looks like something.
Wait, there's
Josh,
a wall. There's a
Josh.
wall there.
Josh, this feels cold. This feels
It is,
pretty cold.
Yeah, and
There's a wall. Get behind the wall, Milo.
You think I can see him? I could probably see him around the corner a little bit there, right? Yes,
at
no?
this point where he moved to where he was, yeah.
Well, I guess if he can see me, I can see him, right? Like if the cone could get me.
Yeah, I don't know if the cone can get you.
Great luck.
I would
can
say
see-
it probably couldn't, but
If I can see him, I'm gonna counter.
questionable at best whether it could get you or not. I would venture to say probably no.
Okay.
But
Roll
I
that-
did start
roll that
this off kinda
damage.
wrong.
So I can't see him to counter.
No, I didn't say that. I just think that his cone is.
Ah.
I don't know. My take on this is the cone is kind of blocked, but I still think you could see him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna counter spell.
Alright.
So it's 10. DC is 10 plus the level of the spell, right? If I use a level 3 slot. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes. The counter spell, it is 10 plus the spell's level. So 10 plus 5.
6 plus 9 is 15.
Hey.
And he's gonna counter spell you.
Counter spell. Well, it automatically counters. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was a level 3
Yeah.
slot.
Yep.
So I was like, I don't
need-
think so. Oh. Uh-oh.
So I need a con save from Aradel and Biggus.
Yeah, that's an 18. 18. 17. 17.
Okay, that's a save.
Michael, your eyebrows give a lot away.
That's an 8.
Okay, that's a fail.
And I don't even think.
Well,
No, there's no way. No way. Don't even. I know what you're thinking. It's 13's not enough. Almost guaranteed.
Yeah, it's probably not enough.
If they're casting a 5th level spell, a 13's no way in hell enough.
I was considering casting absorb elements, but
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'll tank it.
all right, you will
Bring it
take
on.
42 points of cold damage, and Aradel will take half that. So
21.
21.
All right, Aradel is now in a painful state.
And that will end his turn and bring us back to the top with Aradel.
I'm mad. I'm very mad. I'm gonna Hunter's Mark him move it right on over to his stupid face.
Did you pass
And
your
then-
concentration check?
It's a good point. 21.
Thank you, Jacob.
It would still be 10.
It's a Constitution save, right? That is 14. Okay. So then I'm gonna make my first attack. That's probably gonna miss. That's only a 11.
11
That's
is a
second
miss.
attack is
I'll move you for you. Don't worry, I got you, bro.
thank you. Second attack is a 24.
24.
Third attack is a natural to 19. Fourth attack.
I would just, well, okay, yeah. What's your
Fourth attack is a 19.
Yeah. Natural 19 or a 1919?
No, not a natural 19.
Okay. Yeah. You got
Do you need me to roll damage?
I mean, I
All right, I'll do it.
with 3 hits, I don't.
That's
He's got
gonna
14
be-
hit points left.
The first hit's a 20
Yeah.
of
so
damage.
he's-
Let's see what the
Yeah.
crit would have been. The crit would have been
Get it.
27. So,
Look at you.
boom.
And question for you: do you splash blood?
It
And
would have to be
that's-
very hard for me to do it because I guess, you know what? I think I would.
All right.
I think I would do the childish behavior of doing it, even though he did not.
Do me,
I would be the child.
do me a favor. Roll a pyramid.
A pyramid. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
sneaky, Josh. You sneaky boy.
that's a 1.
That's a 1.
Yeah.
You get a little bit on Biggus,
Okay.
but you get most of it on yourself.
That's fine. Oh well, what are you gonna do? You win some, you lose some.
Milo, it's what do you do?
I think Milo's a little late to the party, and his counter was countered, and he's like, "Wait a second, what happened? What?" He'll fly in on his broom. Are you okay? And Aradel's hurt pretty bad, right? Actually, you both got hit pretty decent.
We do.
Yeah.
I am at half.
Milo will cast a level. Yeah, he'll cast a level 4 Cure Wounds on. I think Aradel is more hurt. Maybe
I'm
similar.
at 49 out of 104.
Yeah.
No, so we actually both have the same amount of health. You just have more max health.
Mm. I mean, I can second wind if you want to do it on him.
So it's 24. I said Aradel. 24 to Aradel. And then I want to burn through all my slots, but I'll do a level 2 on Biggus.
Well,
Unless.
that's your action.
Son of a bitch.
Jake's making a face. He's not happy.
I just tried to move my token on OBS and not D&D Math.
Oh,
So this is a
okay.
great moment for me. It's a great
How
moment
much
for
health
me.
did you do? Or were you casting on Aradel?
That was on Aradel.
Okay.
I think he saw that first, and
No, that's
Yeah.
fine.
here we are.
As you kind of like Milo kind of runs over and heals Aradel, you hear a noise of the door that is closest to you rumbling, and immediately after hearing this, it's kind of quiet for a second, and these rusted shut doors slam open. And
Oh no, another Biggus!
You see this.
My worst nightmare.
You see this massive, grotesque creature that looks like some sort of combination of an ape and a boar, standing at twice the height of human,
Oh my god, dude.
with feathered wings that seem way too small for its bloated body.
Kidding me. This is what you thought the last one was.
And we're gonna pick up from there next session.
All right. The math seems to check out here, boys.
So, everybody, thank you for joining us this evening. Hope you had fun. I know we had fun. And we have another marathon of encounters to roll through, and we will see what happens. Are they off to a good start? Are they off to a bad start? I don't know. Let us know in the comments.
Pretty
How do you think this is gonna go? If you want to see more videos with Jake and I, and sometimes Michael, then just click on that little J&J, and you could see a whole lot more of us. I think we have over 300 videos now where you're just talking about this. And if you want to see more of Lee, go to youtube.com/@thiscrits, or just click on his link in the doobly-doo.
Or
doobly-doo.
get professional help. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.